See, selling CDs, I wouldn't say it's been the best thing I've done, but I would say it's definitely been a hard graft in terms of making me more thick-skinned. There's been times where I haven't made enough money or made no money at all, and those are the hard times. You got to dig deep within yourself and find the strength to carry on. But then I go through stages of thinking, where do I want to be with this? Why am I even selling CDs in the first place? I quit work in general to sell CDs only because I thought to myself, I don't want to actually work for anybody else. I don't want to be an employee. I've always had self-leadership within myself. I always wanted to be happy within everything I do. I didn't want to be a slave to the system. I wanted to be more than what I could be if everything wasn't around me. I've lived 22 years now in my life. But once I came off being an employee of any company that I have worked for, is only when I realized my true potential. Doing all that, living in a house where everybody needs money, especially when you live in a world where money makes the world go round, things do get tough. My mom's always badgering that on me, saying to me like, yeah, you need to get a job or work this and this and that. But I know it's been hard on my parents in particular, because they're so used to being that way, having a job that pays this amount of money and this, that. But the generation that I grew up in were always taught to, chase their dreams. It's like what Whitney Houston said. She said, they believe that children in the future. I was brought up in the era of 1980s to 1990s. You saw the things that was going on, saw half the things I did, saw how my lifestyle was. You can understand where I came from. In the early 2000s, there was a mad phone craze of, people stealing phones, or if you was a youth at the time, fighting was the only way to get respect. I chose to choose a different route. When I started not to be a part of that, things did change. But one thing I've noticed within myself, when I'm dedicated to something, I start to put my all in. Sometimes that's been my biggest downfall. When I done the No Nookie video shoot, and I thought, yeah, my life is going to take off from now. We spent like loads of money on that video. I don't think people actually realize how much money went into that. There was 10 grand spent. Dancers, food, promotion, camera team, location, all that came from my pocket. And that wasn't money that I could ever recuperate back just like that. That money had to be earned. It just so happens that I was lucky and fortunate to get that money. When that was happening, I thought, let me start concentrating more on my music. But then I failed the second year of uni. And when I failed the second year, that's when reality came in. I thought, okay, what do I do now? You failed. And now you failed a big section of music, at the same time failed your educational rights. My parents always wanted the best for me in terms of everything I do. Because of me failing that, it's like I'm not living up to what they want me to do. It's more like I'm living up to just be for myself, which is more selfish of me on my behalf. I guess sometimes in life you have to make a sacrifice. And if you're not willing to make that sacrifice, there's no point entertaining it at all. Cut it.
It's good.
All right.